Friends, let's talk mac and cheese, comfort food extraordinaire, a culinary hug on a plate. Some might call it simple, I call it brilliant in its simplicity, carbs, cheese, and the boundless potential for customization. What's not to love? You know that feeling you get when you bite into a perfectly cooked mac and cheese? Creamy, cheesy, with a hint of crunch. Yeah, we're on the same page. Today we're taking this classic to the next level. Double bake, baby. Hold on to your whisks, folks, it's about to get cheesy. First things first, gather your gear. This is the foundation of any great culinary adventure. Think of it as assembling your arsenal before heading into battle. You wouldn't go unprepared, right? We're talking pots, pans, a whisk that's seen things, preferably not too scary, and your trusty oven. These are your tools of the trade, your partners in crime. Each one has a role to play in creating the perfect mac and cheese. Preheat that bad boy to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. This step is crucial. A properly preheated oven ensures even cooking, giving you that golden, bubbly top we all crave. Don't worry, your oven can handle the heat and so can you. Confidence is key in the kitchen. Trust in your skills and your equipment. Now let's talk ingredients. You'll need the essentials to make this dish truly shine. Elbow macaroni, the OG of mac and cheese noodles. These little guys are perfect for holding onto that creamy, cheesy sauce. Their shape is iconic and functional. Butter, because everything's better with butter. Fact, it adds richness and depth to your dish, making every bite a little piece of heaven. Flour, our trusty thickening agent. This is what will give your sauce that perfect velvety texture. No one likes a runny mac and cheese. Milk, whole milk please. We're going for creamy, not watery. The fat content in whole milk is what makes the sauce luscious and smooth. Cheese, this is where things get personal. Cheddar, Gruyere, Fontina, the world is your cheese board. Mix and match to find your perfect blend. The cheese is the star of the show, so choose wisely. Salt and pepper seasoning is key, folks. A pinch of salt and a dash of pepper can elevate your dish from good to great. Don't be afraid to taste and adjust as you go. Remember, this is your mac and cheese adventure. Feel free to improvise with spices, herbs, or even a dash of hot sauce if you're feeling dangerous. Personalize it to your taste. After all, cooking is all about creativity and making something you love. So gather your weapons of deliciousness and let's get ready to create a mac and cheese masterpiece that will have everyone coming back for seconds. Happy cooking. The bechamel, the heart and soul of a good mac and cheese. Don't let the fancy French name intimidate you. It's just a fancy way of saying cheese sauce, and trust me, you've got this. Melt your butter in a large saucepan over medium heat. Once it's all melty and happy, whisk in your flour. This creates a roux, the foundation of our creamy dreams. Cook for a minute or two just to get rid of that raw flour taste. Now, slowly whisk in your milk like you're telling it a secret. Keep whisking until the sauce thickens. Lumpy sauce, nobody wants that. Patience, my friend, patience. Here comes the fun part, the cheese. Cheese is the star of this dish, and the more variety you have, the better. From sharp cheddar to creamy Gouda, each type of cheese brings its own unique flavor and texture to the table. So don't be shy. Experiment with different combinations to find your perfect blend. Reduce the heat to low and start adding your shredded cheese, a handful at a time. This method ensures that the cheese melts evenly and smoothly, preventing any clumps. Patience is key here. Rushing this step can result in a lumpy sauce. Take your time and enjoy the process. Stir until it's all melted and glorious. The cheese should be velvety and smooth with no lumps. This is the moment when your kitchen starts to smell like a cheesy paradise. Keep stirring gently to maintain that perfect consistency. Remember that world is your cheese board thing? Well, this is where you can get creative. Add a pinch of nutmeg or a dash of hot sauce to elevate the flavors. The possibilities are endless, and it's all about making the dish your own. This is where it gets real. The cheese is melting beautifully and the aroma is irresistible. You can almost taste the creamy, cheesy goodness that's about to come. While the cheese is melting, cook your macaroni according to the package directions. Slightly undercook it though. This ensures that the pasta will absorb some of the cheese sauce and finish cooking in the oven, resulting in a perfectly textured dish. We want those noodles al dente with a bit of bite. This texture will hold up well when mixed with the cheese sauce and baked, giving you that perfect balance of creamy and chewy. They'll finish cooking in the oven. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. This step is crucial for achieving that golden, bubbly top layer that everyone loves. Once the cheese is melted and the noodles are cooked, it's time to combine everything in a large bowl. Make sure to mix thoroughly so that every piece of macaroni is coated in that luscious cheese sauce. Gently fold the noodles into the cheese sauce, making sure they're all coated in that cheesy goodness. This is the final step before baking, so take your time to ensure everything is well mixed. Your patience will be rewarded with a dish that's creamy, cheesy, and absolutely delicious. Pour your mac and cheese mixture into a greased baking dish. Spread it out evenly like you're frosting a cake, except instead of frosting it's molten cheese, and instead of cake it's carbs. See, I told you this was better. Pop that bad boy in the preheated oven and bake for about 20 minutes or until the cheese is bubbly and slightly browned around the edges. This is just the first bake, folks. We're just getting started. While it's baking, you can clean up the kitchen, do a little dance, or just stare impatiently at the oven. I won't judge. We've all been there. Double the fun, double the bake-reaching peak mac and cheese. This isn't just any mac and cheese, this is the ultimate comfort food experience. Imagine the creamiest, cheesiest pasta baked to perfection, with a golden, crispy top that gives way to a gooey, molten center. After the first bake, take the mac and cheese out of the oven and crank up the heat to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. This step is crucial because it ensures that the second bake will give you that perfect crispy top without drying out the creamy interior. Now here's the double bake magic. Sprinkle a generous amount of cheese over the top. This isn't the time to be shy with your cheese. The more cheese you add, the better the final result will be. And when I say generous, I mean it. Pile it on until you think it's too much and then add a little more. Trust me, you won't regret it. This is not the time to be stingy with the cheese. The extra layer of cheese will melt and create a beautiful, bubbly, golden crust that is simply irresistible. Back into the oven it goes for another 10 to 15 minutes or until the cheese is melted golden brown and begging for you to eat it. Keep an eye on it during this time to make sure it doesn't burn. You'll know it's done when the edges are crispy and the center is a molten lava of cheesy goodness. The aroma will fill your kitchen, making it impossible to wait any longer. You'll know it's done when the edges are crispy and the center is a molten lava of cheesy goodness. The contrast between the crunchy top and the creamy center is what makes this dish so special. Serve it hot and watch as everyone digs in, savoring each cheesy, delicious bite. Toppings, because life needs more crunch. While the mac and cheese is doing its second bake, consider your topping game plan. Breadcrumbs, crushed crackers, chopped herbs, bacon bits, go wild, my friend. This is your chance to get creative. Sprinkle your chosen toppings over the mac and cheese during the last few minutes of baking. This will give them a chance to get all crispy and delicious. Troubleshooting your mac and cheese mishaps, we've all been there. Mac and cheese is a forgiving dish, but sometimes things don't go according to plan. Fear not, I'm here to help. Too thick, no problem. Just add a splash of milk or cream and stir until you reach your desired consistency. Too runny? Don't panic. Make a slurry with a tablespoon of cornstarch and a little bit of cold milk, then whisk it into the cheese sauce. Cook for a few minutes until thickened. Burn the bottom? It happens to the best of us. Just scoop out the unburned parts and pretend like nothing happened. Your secret is safe with me. The aftermath, savoring victory, one cheesy noodle at a time. Your double-baked mac and cheese is done. Behold its cheesy glory. Take a moment to appreciate your creation. Snap a picture for Instagram. You've earned it. Now grab a fork or a spoon. I'm not here to judge, and dig in. Savor the creamy, cheesy, crunchy goodness. Share it with your loved ones or don't, I won't tell. This, my friend, is the taste of victory. And remember, life is too short for boring mac and cheese, so go forth and double bake.